Marine Aquarium. And especially thank you for joining because it is World Ocean Day. It's a global movement where everyone around the world joins together to celebrate our amazing ocean. So we're going to be doing that here today by looking at some of the amazing animals that we've got here at the aquarium. And we're going to start that journey in our Atlantic Ocean exhibit. So we're going to go around this room and have a look at the animals that you find in the Atlantic Ocean. That's the ocean between us here in the UK and America. It's a really big ocean and there's some amazing animals in it. So happy World Ocean Day to you guys at home and let's have a look around. So down here we've got our wonderful turtle and we've got Helen feeding our turtle. Happy World Ocean Day, Helen. Happy World Ocean Day, everybody. What are you feeding Friday the turtle today?
Yeah, so this is Friday, he's a turtle, so all adult green turtles tend to be vegetarian rather than eating meat. They do occasionally eat meat. So Friday today is actually getting a whole host of wonderful vegetables here. So I've got a bit of lettuce there for him. And give that to him there. They're quite excited sometimes. And then we've got things like peppers, and cauliflower there as well, and he gets cucumber as well. You can see this pepper here, it's got a bit of vitamins in there for him, so we just hide some vitamins in his food just so that he's getting sort of the right nutrition from his diet as well. And then you can see that I'm feeding him with a target here, so this red thing here, you can see he's following it around a bit. We can move all the way over here if we want to, and then he gets his food in front of it like that. And this is just a way that we can control what he's eating, make sure that he's always eating from us and not from elsewhere in the tank. And it also just gives him a bit of exercise and a bit of enrichment when he's feeding as well. Makes him think about where he's getting his food from. So that's really important for him there as well.
So where would you find green turtles?
So green turtles are found, well, in our Atlantic Ocean, like you were saying earlier, but also sort of all along sort of in the warmer waters across the oceans. So they do like it quite warm. What? There we go, feed him over there as well. But yeah, turtles are found sort of throughout our seas. And unfortunately, most of the species are endangered. They are coming back, which is really exciting news, so their numbers are increasing. Yeah, we just need to make sure that we're protecting them and making them nice and happy in our oceans. Just as happy as Friday is eating his lettuce here.
So turtles have been on the earth for about 150 million years. So they've lived through the times of the dinosaurs. They are really incredible animals. So it's really important that we look after them now, more than ever. Lovely. So most of you guys will have seen pictures of turtles or on telly of the turtles sitting on a beach laying eggs. But turtles actually spend about 99% of their life in water swimming around. And they sort of swim along the currents in the ocean. So our turtles in the Atlantic, they'd follow the Gulf Stream. And they use magnets to sort of migrate around the world.
Lottie, you were saying they sort of, you see them on beaches and stuff at the moment, because the beaches have been so quiet with everyone in lockdown. We've seen a massive return of turtles to beaches that they haven't been seen on before. And they'll be laying their eggs there, and then the little babies have a nice peaceful time hatching in their eggs, and then they can make their way down to the ocean without being disturbed by humans. And that's one of the biggest impacts on turtles, is disturbance. You can see the lettuce in my hand. Here, come here. So it's been really nice to see some good news stories coming out of the lockdown for these turtles.
Do write a question in the comments section if you've got any questions about our animals. We'll try and answer them for you.
Lovely, nice big bit of pepper there for him.
So we don't normally see turtles in the UK because our water's quite cold and turtles are cold-blooded. But occasionally we do get leatherback turtles, which are the largest species of turtle. There was a leatherback spotted in Cornwall last year in the summer. These turtles are huge and they've got lots of fat which keeps them nice and warm, and they eat things like jellyfish that float around in the currents. Yum!
Bit of cucumber there for him. That cucumber will have a little vitamin in there for him, hidden away. He's just like children really, he needs his vitamins hidden away. He wouldn't normally eat them in the wild, so I doubt he would just swallow a vitamin on our command. So we have to hide it for him.
So hopefully we'll be opening soon here at the aquarium in Plymouth. I know Friday is missing all of the visitors. He comes up to the glass, especially if you're wearing red like his target, and he likes to interact with people. So hopefully we will be reopening in the near future. Keep checking our Facebook page for news about that. And if you can donate to us in this time, that would be amazing if you are able to. There's information on how to donate in our comments box. But if you can't, then do check out our Facebook page, give it a like, and have a look at the Ocean Conservation Trust, which is our charity, and find out about ways that you can support the ocean and what we're doing here as well. So we're going to say goodbye to Friday now for a minute and head over to see our stingrays. Hello Joe.
Hello.
Happy World Oceans Day. Who are you feeding?
Southern stingrays.
Oh, lovely.
Now you're going to be good.
And where are the mouths of the southern stingrays?
You'll see them just down there.
Okay, so underneath their body, not on top.
That's right, yes.
And what are you feeding them?
A mixture of squid, with some herring, some octopus. They've already fed quite well.
Okay. Oh, there he is. They're very messy eaters, stingrays.
There you go. Get them nice, very close to the edge, so you just have to be a little bit careful. Make sure they can actually get it through in their mouth.
Do stingrays have teeth?
Little bars of teeth that grind.
Okay, so quite flat.
Yes, yes.
Don't jinx it. So these lovely stingrays, as we said, they live in warmer waters in the Atlantic near America, and they like to laze along the bottom of the seabeds in the sand. But we do get stingrays here in the UK. We have lots of different species. And at this time of year, the stingrays are laying their eggs. So if you visit the beach anytime soon, do have a look along the shoreline in the seaweed, because you'll be able to find the stingray eggs. They're little sacs. They're sort of black and green, and they're square. You can look online to see exactly what they look like, but the little babies develop inside them, and then once they've hatched, the eggshells wash up onto the shore. Thank you, Joe. Hello, Heather. Happy World Oceans Day.
Happy World Oceans Day.
Who are you feeding?
I am feeding. We have got 3 ocellated eagle rays here. So this one's called Cuba. She's a female, and then this is Kits, another female, and then Vincent is around, but he's not quite as food grabbing as the girls. The boys are a bit smaller. Here he is. So I don't know if you can see the size difference there, but he's quite a bit smaller than his 2 women.
And is he the same age? Is he fully grown? Or is he a young one?
He's verging on fully grown. I mean, they're all fully mature and they've been breeding. So we are actually the first place in the country to have captive bred this species. If any of the people out there have watched the feed of the smaller ray downstairs called Beckway, he was born here and his parents are Kits and Vincent.
Oh wow. So I can see you've got some hermit crabs in the feeding pots. How on earth does a stingray eat a hermit crab?
Well, I can feed one in a minute if you like. So basically, they've got flat plates inside their mouth, and they use these for crushing up shells of crustaceans and things like that. So they've got a great shovel-type nose that they can use to shovel down in the substrate to find things like crustaceans, crabs, and prawns and shrimps and lobsters and things. Can you see the bits of shell she's dropping there?
Wow, so she's crushed that shell with her teeth?
Yeah, so they've got these very strong plates in their mouths. So they can push up the
That's
shells.
amazing.
It's quite a skill. And finding the food in the sand as well. This is Vincent coming up again. So we'll give him one, shall we?
Oh yeah, they have got really flat noses. And what do these guys use their long tail for?
That is a very good question. Ooh. Their long tail, I mean, who knows whether it's for balance and things like that, but basically, towards the end of their body, they have, so they've got stings. So just like the southern stingrays, these ones also have stings, but these ones have a few more, and they can have up to 4.
Oh wow.
So they're not quite as big. But yeah, if you have a look or have a quick search online, I don't know if it'll come up at enough angles to be able to see, but just where it leaves the body, oh, you might see as Kit swims off here. We'll see if she'll come up.
So it's right at the top of the tail.
Right
not
at the top of the tail, so just where it meets the body. It's probably a bit too ripply at the surface, but yeah, so just where the tail leaves the body, about here.
Oh wow.
A bit sticking up at the top, so those are the stings. So they'll use those for protection if they ever feel threatened. They're not something that's going to be swimming around looking for animals to sting. They're only used they're in a desperate situation. And if they do sting something, it can actually end up pulling out the sting, which can leave them defenceless. So it's not something.
Oh wow, okay, so a little bit like a bee then.
Yeah, but they can grow them back after maybe 3 months or so.
And you dive in this tank, Heather. How do the stingrays interact with you when you dive?
They tend to leave us alone, to be fair. They're quite friendly. I mean, if anyone's heard of Stingray City in the Cayman Islands, plenty of people on a normal, non-pandemic time of year will be going out there every day to feed them. And there's very few incidents. They tend to be like up well out of the water. I think the only time that they'd sting someone is if you stood on them, and to be fair, I wouldn't blame them. But yeah, it's more like if we're doing the windows, you might sort of come over and get in the way, but they don't seek us out or anything like that. They just get on with their lives.
Friendly stingrays.
Friendly stingrays.
Well, thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
See you later. We're going to head along now to see Lizzie. Hey, Lizzie. Happy World Ocean Day. What are you doing here?
Currently I'm feeding our lemon shark and our two sandbar sharks.
Ooh.
We've got two females and one male. So that female there was Roz. And then we've got Brighton and Ollie and our lemon shark is called Citron.
How do you tell the sandbar sharks apart?
The male is the smallest. The two females are all similar size. But Roz has, it's almost like the top of her fin is slightly blunted. So it's not quite as pointy. But from far away, it's a little bit difficult. Luckily, there's only one lemon shark, so it's quite easy to know which one he is.
Oh, there they are. They come out of nowhere.
They do. Sometimes you can see them coming. So here comes Citron. You can see the famous shark. So Citron's a little bit fussy, and I found that he likes his mackerel first, then his saury, then his squid. So if you try and feed it the other way around, you'll have none of it.
Well, thank you, Lizzie. And here we have Helen again. Happy World Ocean Day. What are you feeding over here?
So over here we are feeding the nurse sharks. We're going to start, but hopefully they'll come back again. They've only just started eating. So the nurse sharks are what I like to call big squishy sharks. They look really, really friendly compared to their relatives down there. So that one's a sand tiger shark down there. But the nurse sharks are related to whale sharks, which is our largest fish in the sea. Yeah, they've got similar faces, like look really friendly, really nice, but they do have quite a strong jaw, so I wouldn't recommend going and petting one if you think it looks friendly. They've got a really strong sort of slurp that they slurp their food in. Hopefully I'll be able to show you. So this is one of them coming around now. I wasn't paying attention, so she's got swimming away. But basically, it's similar to when we were feeding Friday. They've got their target here, which is this yellow ball. They have to come up and put their nose on it. So this one here is Blondie. There we go. So she puts her nose on it, and then oh, you can hear there her little slurp. This one here is Junior. So Juniors are male. Woo. That's too fast enough. There we go. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, so they slurp it in like that. You'll notice Junior's got a little birthmark. He's absolutely fine. It's just a birthmark. When they're younger, they tend to have little black splodges on them anyway, and his has just stayed, so you can see it there. Now these sharks are really, really cool because nurse sharks are actually one of the only sharks that can sit on the bottom of our tanks or in the ocean, and they can gulp water over their gills. So they don't have to continually swim like this lemon shark here. So there's Blondie coming up again. Food ready. Come in.
So right on their face, they've got two little like whiskers.
Yes,
What are they?
so these ones are called barbels. They're almost like little feelers, so they can. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Junior.
So yeah, they're little barbels, and they can actually taste through their barbels. So when they're hunting in the wild, or if they find food at the bottom of the tanks, they can use this to suss out whether they've got food in the sand, so they use it to bury in the sand, and they can basically taste if there's food around, which means that they can kind of ambush their prey a little bit better and be able to find it as well when it's all hidden in caves and in the sand as well. Yummy. Nice big fish for him there.
So you said that they hang out right at the bottom of the sea. Is that why they're brown? Is that?
Yes, yeah. So you can see sort of most sharks have something called counter shading, which means that their belly is a lighter colour and their back is a darker colour. And this just means that they become quite camouflaged in their environment. So these guys are brown because they tend to spend most of their time on the sand, which is brown.
Okay.
There we go. Which means that from above, they're actually really hard to spot, whether it's another prey or whether it's their prey or their predators trying to find them. So these guys are brown on top, but you'll see some of the other sharks are sort of a dark grey colour on the top, so that if anything's swimming over the top, they wouldn't be able to see them because the floor's darker. And then their bellies are white if anything's looking up underneath as well. So yeah, sharks are really, really well adapted to living in the ocean, whether they live right at the bottom or more pelagic, which means in the middle there.
Okay, we're going to go over the bridge now and have a look down. You'll see there's a zebra shark swimming along. Now in this tank we've got 2 zebra sharks. They've just been separated temporarily with this little net for feeding, and also because the male in the tank was getting a little bit obsessed with them, so we thought we'd give them some space. So this is Zeus, and the other one's just swimming underneath us now. They're beautiful sharks. They're covered in these gorgeous spots that, just like the nurse sharks, help them camouflage at the bottom of the seabed and amongst reefs. They're really beautiful animals. And when these sharks are born, they're covered in thick black stripes, and then as they grow, their skin stretches and it forms all these beautiful patterns and spots. And now we're going to see the larger sharks that we've got in this tank. And we'll go to Pierre, who's feeding at the moment. Happy morning, Pierre. Who are you feeding today?
So I'm feeding the sand tiger sharks. We have 3 specimens, 2 female, 1 male. They have eaten really well today. There's only 1 squid left, as you can see. So I don't think they will come back, but maybe you'll be lucky. So yeah, 2 of the sand tigers are captive bred. They come from an aquarium in South Africa. And at the aquarium we do feed them every other day. So on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which is quite a lot for them. So when they're just not hungry, they just don't show up at the station and they stay on the bottom of the tank. But when they're hungry, you can see them coming straight at the surface, waiting for the food. So today I've mostly seen the female Ushaka, which is one of the captive bred sharks. She might come back. Yeah, she's coming back on the left. So she ate a lot, so I don't think she will take it, but as she's coming back, we just give it a try. Yeah,
She was just having a look.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's us here at the aquarium at the top of our Atlantic tank. Our next live video is going to be meeting our scuba divers and having a little chat with them. And we did do a rock crawling video earlier, so if you'd like to learn about the species we have here in the UK, please do look on our Facebook page and have a look at that video. But happy World Ocean Day to all you guys at home. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the ocean. And I hope that you guys can do something at home as well. Either go out to the beach or go to a river or take a walk in the forest if you can get to those places. If not, do some colouring, learn some facts about the ocean, watch David Attenborough, watch some of our videos, do whatever you can because today is all about our amazing ocean, how much we love it and celebrating that. So thank